Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. The first book on this list is called Betting on You. I had really high expectations for this book, hence why I talked about it in my winter TBR, but unfortunately, this book was so disappointing, and it's quite possibly the most disappointing book that I've read all year, which truly says a lot because I don't think I've read a lot of disappointing books this year. But anyway, this book is a YA contemporary that follows Bailey and Charlie as they scheme to get their co-workers together while they also fall for each other unconsciously or consciously. But anyway, the point is, personally, I didn't like this book that much just because all the conflict and the drama surrounding the main character's romance didn't really fit well with me because it felt more like immature and there was like too much of it. But I understood the characters individually. I loved how they both came from like divorced parents and how that perspective gave them their own perspective on love and stuff like that. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. The plot was intriguing. As for the characters' perspectives, I felt like the narratives, the dual narratives, didn't get an equal amount of like screen time. I felt like we were way more in Bailey's head than in Charlie's head as readers, if that makes any sense. So like that didn't really feel even to me at all. And also overall, their romance, for me, it kind of fell flat. I didn't really love like their development or the pacing or anything like that. So anyway, for me overall, I rated this book 3 stars, so take that as you will. The next book on this list is called Thieves, Gambit. This story is a YA contemporary mystery thriller, and it's marketed as like the Inheritance Games meets Knives Out, which is honestly pretty accurate because it follows a main character who's competing in a cutthroat competition to save her mother's life. And honestly, I didn't love this book that much just because whenever I'm reading like a heist cutthroat competition type of story, I don't really allow myself to become emotionally invested in the relationships that the main character has, like the romance or the friendships, just because I don't allow myself to really trust fully any of the characters. Like if a character appears to be nice, I think to myself that it's a red herring. You know what I mean? With every single character, which might take away like the fun part of being immersed in such a wonderful like mystery type of thing, but I don't know. Anyway, I digress. The point is, some of the heist elements as well were kind of confusing to me, so the plot became not engaging and intriguing like I had hoped, but kind of confusing, which led away from like the immersion type of thing that I was really expecting. Like I was expecting to be immersed in the adventure, but I wasn't at all, and I wasn't emotionally connected to the characters or the friendship or the romance or anything like that. I don't really know if anything I'm saying makes any sense. But basically, I rated this book 3 stars. Take that as you will. I won't be reading the sequel, so there's that. The next book on this list is called Galaxy Jones and the Space Pilots. This story is a middle-aged science fiction that follows a young main character who must save her family from ruthless pilots, even if she has to cross the universe to do it. This book is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. First of all, the world building felt so magical and so inventive and truly so unique. Typically, I don't really enjoy reading science fiction stories because the world building tends to be too convoluted for me to understand, but instead, in this book, it felt so immersive and so well done. Like, the plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I love how friendship-focused Briana's books are, because this friendship was so well paced and it was so lovely and it was so wholesome because the characters are so well developed and so distinct. This book is so good and it's just really, really awesome, and it's so well done and so well paced. I just really, really enjoyed every single aspect of it. The family dynamics felt so awesome and so well done. The main character's relationship with her dads was so good and so wholesome and just so wonderful. So anyway, without any further ado, I rated this book 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. So with that, I would highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called A Sky of Paper Stars. This story is a middle-aged contemporary graphic novel that follows a young Korean main character who reconnects with her culture after her grandmother dies. This story is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. First of all, the illustrations are so pretty and absolutely so vivid, and I just really enjoyed them so much because the art made the story so much more immersive than it already was. The plot is so intriguing and so engaging. The family dynamics felt so authentic and so well done. The characters are so well developed and so distinct and absolutely so wholesome, and they felt like real vivid people as well. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sometimes when I'm reading a book, the characters feel fake, as if they are fictional characters because they are. But sometimes, other times, they feel like real people, and these characters felt like real people. I don't really know if that makes any sense, but basically this book was so good, and it was so well paced and so well done. I just really enjoyed how awesome and wholesome it was. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 stars, and I would highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called Caught in a Bad Fauxmance. This story is a YA contemporary following a bisexual main character who decides to fake date one of his longtime enemies in the hopes of taking down that rival family once and for all. I don't really know if that makes any sense, but basically this book was so good. Fake dating is truly one of my favorite romantic tropes, and this book did it so well because the romance was so cute and so well paced and based on such genuine connection and chemistry. I just really enjoyed it so much. Like, the characters are so well developed and so distinct. I just loved learning more about them. Like, the sibling relationship made so much sense. I loved the main character's relationship with his twin sister, like, also with his parents as well. Like, everything about this book was so well done and just so awesome. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. Everything about this book was so well done. I just really enjoyed it. Like, it was so awesome and just so well done. This book definitely deserves all of its hype and so much more. So anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly recommend it. So in conclusion, December has started off to be a pretty good reading month overall. So anyway, I hope that it continues to be. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the pencil emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!